北京城市中心点，北京城中心点，因为它这个跟城市嘛，两个人的。
I want to ask you guys one question. Who makes decisions in your family? Yes, obviously, women's roles have changed dramatically in the last 100 years.
In parts of China, which there are quite a few, where the education is not as stellar as a Tsinghua education or a Beijing education, it's still believed that women need protecting or need to be under the control of a man.
But do you know what happened in the past? At that time, women were under the control of men, and they did not have high social status. Before marriage, they should obey their fathers. After marriage, they should obey their husbands. Even if their husbands passed away, they were supposed to obey their sons. There were housewives and babysitters, sometimes even domestic violence victims. How miserable their life were. Fortunately, all these terrible things have gradually ended.
When we went out, we saw mostly women dressed up in traditional Chinese clothing, even the kids. And when we went to restaurants and stores and other service or domestic industries, it was still very saturated.
Given my involvement in voice activities, it is not surprising that I chose to major in procedure instrument here. And I've always been an adventurous and active girl. For example, I love fixing things with my dad, and I have strong opinions, and I can be quite stubborn. And I try hard to be strong and facing the challenges head on. In fact, it is not surprising that I got this camera for entering the university. People always tell me that girls don't behave like this, and girls don't behave this way. Who says girls should be tender? Who says girls should always be quiet? And who says girls can do what boys can? No one. Yes, I am a girl, but more importantly, I'm the unique person in the world. I should be true to who I am.
I want to share my ideas to all of you. As you can see, I look like a boy, not a girl. To tell the secret, I hope to be a girl, from the bottom of my heart. How could this be? You may probably ask. But don't think me stupid. I'm in love. I have a lot of reasons to explain for that. If I were a girl, my emotion will fluctuate with the physiologic periods come. I will own the reasonable right to be unreasonably crazy when the period comes. If I were a girl, I would need to earn as much as I can to buy numerous cosmetics and luxury clothes. When my money is run out of, I will sell my boyfriend and to meet my desires to being beautiful. If I were a girl, everyone would put some labels on me, like weak and thin. To satisfy what they hope, I will eat only an apple a day, and when I'm hungry, water is always my best choice. If I were a girl, I would have the right to be arrogant and lofty. Even if you send me messages like, "Hi, sweetie, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Do you want to have breakfast? Do you want to have lunch? Do you want to have dinner with me? Hi, can you watch a movie with me?" I will always be indifferent.
But they don't really date like we do. They think that my students at least thought that dating was this weird thing where you get to know somebody, in their culture, you kind of get to know them before you ever get to the point of talking about being girlfriend and boyfriend. So they automatically have to be friends with them, and they have to, or become acquaintances, I guess, and then they have to do their research. That's the most important thing, is to do your research on the girl you like, because you have to find out what she likes so you can talk about those things and have that stuff in common. So they will get their friends to talk to her friends to find out, like, what does she like, what does she want to do with her life, things like this, like, and then they'll bring those things up. They don't do dates like we do. They don't go out to dinner or like movies or things like that. They study together in the library, or they'll eat, dinner in the cafeteria together or something like that. They do a lot of everyday things together. It's not like, oh, I'll meet you at this time or something like that. It's just much more everyday. And actually, my students were saying that they don't do a date until after marriage. That something like what we think, where you get dressed up and like go for an expensive dinner or something as a date, that they wouldn't do that until after they were married. So it was really different in terms of what they would do, that they actually really get to know the person before they ever start the dating process. And it doesn't seem like they date a lot of people, because most of them don't date until college.
Now, ladies, we have the equal opportunities to compete with men, and most importantly, we are capable of fighting the fight. And gentlemen, please don't look down on this plain woman who is delivering her speech in front of you. Maybe you are looking at China's most famous future doctor, since I myself majored in medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you here have a woman for a mother, right? So, as a developed and cultivated society, we should give women equal opportunity and the respect they deserve.
It is a widely known stereotype that relationships between men and women in China versus relationships between men and women in America differ greatly. However, upon going to China and talking to some of the youth, it seems that relationship interactions are becoming more similar between the two countries. While the older generation in China has stuck to the male being in control, the female students we talk to say they feel equal in terms of status and power in their relationships.
Okay, how old are you? 21 years old. Do you have a boyfriend? You used to. How long were you guys together?
Like 3 months.
3 months. Do you still talk to your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, it turned into some not really good friend now.
Okay.
Candy.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hong Kong.
Candy, do you have a boyfriend?
Yes.
How long have you been dating?
2 years.
So what is a typical date like for you two?
Working.
Have you said I love you yet? How long were y'all dating before you said I love you? You forgot? How many boyfriends have you had before? Is this your first boyfriend? No? How many have you had before? 2. And how long did y'all date for?
1 year, the second one 1 year and a half.
Oh. How long do you think people usually date in China before they get married?
More than 4 years.
Wow. Do you feel like y'all are equals in the relationship, or are guys still considered in control and the girls follow them? Yeah. So you find yourself more powerful? As you can see, the youth of China bear similar relationships to us in the West. It is growing more and more common to date more than one person before marriage, go on dates, hang out with someone of the opposite sex, and for men and women to be viewed more as equals in their relationship. Whether this is due to Western influences or China's youth wanting to branch out from previous generations, it is now something that China and America each have in common. While going to China showed us that life outside America is vastly different, we can find aspects of every culture that can be similar to us, and the friendships and relationships that developed out of China are just as important to us as the ones we have in America.
This is Steve from Red G, represent. So Steve, where are we right now and what are we doing?
I'm in Tsinghua. We're doing a Tsinghua English summer camp.
And what sport are we playing?
We are playing basketball.
And what do you think the differences are between basketball in China and basketball in America?
I don't know why how they play basketball in America, but in China, I think in Tsinghua people are really friendly when playing basketball and teamwork. Yeah, the atmosphere is nice.
Yeah.
I don't know whether in America maybe they are body
like more physical. Yeah.
Against and,
Yeah. What other sports do you like to play besides basketball?
Besides basketball, sometimes I play soccer, but I'm not really good in it.
Yeah.
And I play chess, and I'm really good at when I was maybe in junior high school.
Yeah.
But I had no time to practice it.
What's your opinion about sports at Tsinghua?
Tsinghua, the students here is study very hard. They Tsinghua have many playgrounds and enough sports equipment, but they don't use them usually. They only stay in the classroom and focus on their exam. So our school made a rules called sunshine running. Every student should have let me see 25 times, and each time we should run 300 meters. We got a card, and every 150 meters we should put our car on a machine, and they will record it.
Wow, sounds brutal. So, what's your favorite sport? Basketball. Who do you think's the best basketball player in the world?
I think it's you, of course.
Me.
Okay.
The number you have dialed has been changed.
Here in China, students are very concerned not only with athletic sports such as basketball, ping pong, and soccer, but also with keeping an overall state of well-being. Here we see one of the many outdoor gyms here at Tsinghua. You can see these are similar to gyms as we have in the United States, but they're outdoors, which is a good opportunity to get your tan on while you're working out. So here's another sport played in China, not played in the United States. It's called So this is the national sport and a traditional toy. And it's called Kung Chu. And is this a popular toy and sport for Chinese people?
No, not. Always older people. Older people like play it.
Yeah.
Like some can it can make a noise.
Uh-huh.
It has voice.
Okay.
But this can't.
Okay. Can kind of hear it. Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, a little bit. So does it like jump or anything? Can you throw it up or anything?
I can't.
Okay.
Maybe
Ah. Hey, there you go. So we're inside the water cube right now, which is one of the more famous parts of the Beijing Olympics. 24 world records were broken in this swimming pool during the 2008 Olympics. And Michael Phelps broke the record for most gold medals in the Olympics. Our hometown hero, Ryan Lochte, won a couple medals.
Alright, so here we are on the bird's nest, and I just want to take a minute to talk about what this kind of symbolized for China. Basically, the bird's nest in the 2008 Olympics kind of showed the world that China is now a superpower. And basically another interesting thing is that sports kind of just unifies all countries around the world, no matter putting aside all the political differences.
Another Chinese sport is marching. The Chinese love to march all day and all night. What's more fun than a good march? Nothing. Nothing's more fun.
It seemed like fast food in China was mostly dominated by American companies like KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut. We even saw a Subway at the foot of the Great Wall of China. KFC was the first Western fast food restaurant in China. Opening in 1987, just steps from Tiananmen Square, the restaurant was distinct in that it occupied more than 3 stories, had 12,000 square feet, and a seating capacity of 500, with over 150 staff, according to Zachary Carabell. Nowadays, Yum Brands, the operator of KFC, has more than 4,500 outlets in the country, the majority of them being KFCs. Furthermore, the group opens a new store every 18 hours in China, makes nearly half their operating profits, and has a market share approaching 40% of the Chinese market, dwarfing McDonald's' 16%. McDonald's is the number 2 fast food operation in China, with over 2,000 stores, and they plan to open 2,000 more by the end of 2015. McDonald's strategy and menus have remained largely the same, although some alterations have been made to add more rice-based products to accommodate Chinese preferences. One major departure between Chinese and American McDonald's is the McWedding service, which allows customers to routinely get married inside of McDonald's restaurants. Not all the restaurants that compete in the Chinese fast food industry are willing to compete on their own merits. Some use the goodwill and the brand recognition of American companies like Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC to create a gimmick sort of thing, such as Obama fried chicken. One restaurant we ate in while in China was a very blatant McDonald's ripoff, called QQ. Everything from the color scheme to the menu to the styling of the letters on the signs was exactly like McDonald's, except under the QQ name.
Ni hao! Welcome to our video project. We'd like to share some comparisons between the Tsinghua campus and the University of Florida. One thing we noticed about Tsinghua's campus was how green it was. This is an image of one of Tsinghua lawns with an auditorium in the background. Surprisingly, it looks very similar to what we have here on campus, Plaza of the Americas, with the university auditorium in the background. Studying was a priority in Tsinghua, as we noted several times and in conversations with our students. And this is not noticeable anywhere more than in the library. In our library, though, Club West, we can call it instead of Library West, it is known for lounging around and sort of exchanging conversations and studying, maybe looking at your computer once or twice, but nothing in comparison to there. In this image, you see that the beauty of nature and architecture seem to be appreciated at both universities. Here we see an image at one of Tsinghua's many gardens, and here we see our very own Lake Alice, which is testament to the value we place on our own campus's most beautiful spots. A difference that us Gators did experience at Tsinghua were the amount of bicycles. So we're not used to too many bikes flooding our bike racks. As you can see here in my dormitory, there's one over Christmas break. However, Tsinghua students informed me that even during breaks, this is what you could see in the bike racks. Everyone locking them up, organizing them, trying to get one to fit into a slot. Craziness with bikes, to say the least.
Hi, I'm Tia Smart, and I'm a third-year political science major, minoring in business administration and French at the University of Florida.
Hi, my name is Yolanda Charles, and I'm a second-year business management major at the University of Florida.
We both attended the study abroad program in Beijing and had an experience of a lifetime.
we had the opportunity to interview Chinese students, and we asked them what were their thoughts on Americans and American people. And we also had an opportunity to interview Americans and their thoughts on Chinese people. Roll the clip.
Well, I think Americans are friendly and kind and helpful. And I think all the volunteers are very laborious and they are so kind to help us study English.
I don't like American government very much. Because it has a lot of conflicts with Chinese government. I think talk about the American culture. I love American culture because I think it's a young and popular culture. Yes, I think, and it's very diverse.
What I've learned about Chinese people since I've been in China is how competitive and driven they are. Like, they are willing to win at anything. They try so hard, whether it be school or just games or anything. They just love it. And it kind of inspires me as an American to work harder.
And I think Americans, maybe they are very strong and they can have a lot of muscle.
I was shocked at how many people were here. I knew about the population, but I really didn't know that much about the population. You guys have a lot of people, and every single one of you has great hospitality, and you all are extremely nice and extremely respectful, and so much honor is instilled into you, and it's very awe-striking. I really like it.
Hold up. The first thing coming into my mind is that some Americans are very fat. They eat a lot of fast food. So I love fast food too. But it's not healthy. So
I think America is a powerful country, and Americans are very outgoing and friendly. And I'm willing to communicate with Americans. Except the government, I love America very, very much. If I have a chance, I would go to America to live and maybe and find a girlfriend in there.
I had such an amazing experience in China. I kind of feel like their advocate. I always tell people about my trip. I want to go back so bad. I miss my students. I love you guys. Shout out to Blue Eye. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
This experience was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Not only did it make me into a more worldly and open-minded individual, but I went there with the intent of helping others and just teaching a few students some English, and I came back with a more open-minded view on culture and being a more diverse individual.
Here you see a rivalry, which is very common amongst UF students and Florida State students. We saw something similar at Tsinghua University, and that rivalry was Beta versus Tsinghua. Tsinghua actually had another rivalry with Peking University, a university very well known just as Tsinghua was, but we all know who's number one, as well as who's number one in the Gator Nation.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.